Hi there, my name's Jo and I'm talking to you from Your Perfect Invite by JMS Creative, and I wanted to put this video together to share with you 6 different ways in which you can involve your dog at your wedding. We've been making stationery now for over 11 years in the wedding industry, and we've put together loads of different designs for people. Now we're massive dog lovers ourselves. We unfortunately had to say goodbye to our pet Labrador Jessie in the summer this year, which was very sad. Getting a bit emotional talking about it, but she was a massive part of our family, and we understand exactly how important they are to people. So we really wanted to take a moment and put this sort of vlog together and give you some ideas on how you can include your pet pooch on your wedding day, even if they can't be with you. So the first thing to say is just that you should check with your suppliers. So some of these ideas involve sort of getting suppliers involved, and you probably should check just before you do that to make sure that they are dog lovers as well. I mean, I know who wouldn't be, but surprisingly there are some odd people out there who don't like dogs or aren't as enthusiastic about them as you and I are. So it's always best to check with any suppliers that you've got, just to make sure that they're going to be okay with any of the ideas you've got in terms of including your dog. So they might have allergies, or they might just have this terrible fear of dogs, like I did when I was younger, until my mum and dad went and got a dog after I threatened to leave home, I might add. But that did cure my fear of dogs, and I am a massive fan of them now. So yeah, just check with any of your suppliers if you plan on actually getting your dog there in real life. Just a moment to check about that. But our first idea of how to include your dog in your wedding day is through your engagement. So you may be watching this already engaged, but if you're not already engaged and just happen to be watching this, then you could involve your dog as part of your proposal. We've come across a great company called Giddings Gifts who do little doggy bandanas. We'll put some pictures in the video, but we've got they've got these doggy bandanas that help you to pop the question, so to speak. So they're definitely worth checking out. But if you've already popped the question and you fancy the idea of getting your dog involved, and the first way you can do that is by your engagement shoot. So check with your photographer to see if they are dog friendly, and if they are, then why not go out for a great walk in the countryside, which I know our Jess always loved doing. She was a big fan of the outdoors. So get your partner together with your doggy, go out for a nice walk and capture some really happy memories with your photographer at your pre-wedding shoot or your engagement shoot. The second idea we have to include your dog in your wedding day, and this is one of the ways that you can include them even if they can't be with you on the actual wedding day, but one of the other ways that you can include them is in your invitations. So I just wanted to show you this one here. This is a checkbook style invitation that was put together for Lee and Jonathan last year. I know it says Lisa, but she hated being called Lisa. So yeah, she was, her name, she preferred Lee. So Lee and Jonathan have got a pet dog. It's an English bulldog called Sydney. And when Lee came to us, she was really enthusiastic about including Sid somehow on the invitations, because he's such a big part of their lives. So we designed this silhouette style invitation for them. It's got Sid just here, and then you've got the invitation in there. They went on to use this silhouette on all of their on the day stationery as well. So it was featured on their table plans, on their sort of post box, on their order of service as well. So they included that on all of their on the day stationery. Just showing you here their evening invite as well. So yeah, they were included on all of their stationery, and that was a way that Sid was involved forever on their wedding day. So that's one thing to consider. Third suggestion is getting your pet pooch involved in your preparation for the day. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but if you can't have your dog at your ceremony or at your venue for any reason, then why not sort of think about getting some really nice photos of him or her with you when you're getting ready in the morning. We got married a lot of years ago, something like 11, I want to say. Yes, a long time ago. We got married ages ago, and unfortunately we didn't have Jessie then, but if we did have Jessie, then she would have been more than welcome at my mum and dad's house, which is where I got ready for the day. So we would have had loads of photos with her involved then. Make sure, obviously I had a black Labrador, so with a white dress I would have had to be conscious about black hairs getting everywhere. She did molt a lot. So yeah, just think about little things like that. But yeah, absolutely, that's a great idea. If you haven't got the means to get her involved on the day, I'm saying her because my dog was a her, but he, if it's a he, yeah, get him or her involved in the preparations for your big day, and just get some really lovely photos in the morning of you and your pet. Number 4 is involving them in the ceremony. Now there's lots of ways you can do this. We've had clients before that have used their dogs as a ring bearer. Depends on how well trained your dog is. I'm not sure I would have trusted Jessie with the rings, but yeah, depending on how well trained your dog is, then you might well want to include them as the ring bearer on the day. So that's one idea. Or we worked with a couple called Emily and Andy a few years ago, back in 2018, and they had they've got a gorgeous golden Labrador called Indy, and they were desperate for her to be involved on the day. They got married at Whittlebury Park in Northamptonshire, and they, as a venue, were more than happy to have Indy involved, and they were really, really helpful in their preparations. They let Indy sort of come for a little sniff round beforehand, so she was comfortable with the environment. And then when Emily was getting ready in the morning, Indy was there at Whittlebury, and she even got transported to the ceremony in one of their golf carts, which sounds pretty amazing. Again, Jess, I don't think she'd have got on well with that, but yeah, that Indy very much enjoyed the 5-star treatment there, and she sat quite happily in the orangery watching the ceremony go ahead, and watching her human mummy and daddy say their vows. So yeah, talk to your venue, or if you're in the early stages of planning and you haven't committed to a venue yet and you really want your pet at the day, then there's loads of websites out there that can help you find dog friendly reception places and ceremony places. So have a chat to any of those potential suppliers and see if your pet can come along with you and accompany you on the day. Idea we've got in terms of involving your dog on the day, and this is a good one if you can't actually physically have her present or him present. Do forgive me if I keep saying her, I'm just referring to Jess because she was a she. But yeah, this idea is a really good one if you can't have them present with you on the day. So you could name your tables after dog breeds. So again, going back to Emily and Andy from earlier, they had their top table named as Labrador because little Indy was a lab, so they named their top table, which is where their most important people were sitting, after the breed Labrador, and then they picked, I think they had 6 other tables, or maybe 7, 6 or 7 other tables, and they picked their favourite breeds and sat people on those accordingly. Apparently it caused lots of discussion on the day, and their guests still talk about which dog breed they were placed on as a table. So yeah, that's a really good way. So naming your tables after them, then they're on the table plan and on the tables. We used little silhouettes of the dog breeds as well to really sort of bring home the theme of the dog name. So yeah, that's one thing you can consider if you can't have your dog there with you on the day. Our final way of our 6 ways to include your doggy on your wedding day is by turning them into a cake topper, and we don't mean literally. Obviously no doggies were harmed in the filming of this suggestion, but yeah, turning them into a cake topper is quite a cute idea. Lee and Jonathan, who we showed you the invitations from earlier, that silhouette that we created for them, they then got that turned into a cake topper that went interestingly on the top of their cake. Most unexpected for a cake topper, but yeah, they had that silhouette turned into a cake topper, and that was another way that they continued that theme. But there are so many different talented people out there that could make you little models of your little doggy if you wanted to include them on the top of the cake. So have a word with your cake supplier and see if that one there might be an option. So there you have it. There are the 6 ways that you can include your doggy on your wedding day, even if they can't be actually physically with you. So I assume that you've got to the end of this video because you are a dog lover, so really hope that this has been worth the watch and helpful to you in terms of ideas of how you can incorporate your furry friend into your big day. Do check out, we've sort of shared some photos throughout this, 2D Photography in Bedfordshire. They're an amazing couple, sort of Dan and Sarah. They're very doggy friendly, so if you are in this area and looking for a doggy friendly photographer, then definitely check them out. And also check out Giddings Gifts, who are another amazing company who are completely dedicated to doggy gifts, and they make some fabulous bandanas which you can use for your pooch at this ceremony if you choose to have them involved in that. So yeah, definitely check out those. And of course, if you want any help at all in incorporating your pet into your wedding stationery, then you know who to call, and it's not Ghostbusters.